Let's ride! Oh, don't worry!
In that case, I'll go order.
Ooh, everything looks so good! People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life!
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food.
And if it...
Well,
Yeah! Oh, we called this a farewell meal.
Oh, true.
Speaking of cases, do you think...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know
If it hadn't happened right in front of us...
right? Yet it was
Ugh.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem... To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have faith in their... It's easy to guard against and deceive us, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all... It's all right. Let's talk about something else. Like,
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to...
I see. So, I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady...
Yeah...
Well, would you consider some more,
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your... I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish...
Could you suggest something a little more...
Alright, I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long... Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just... All right. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusation?
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too... Why don't we give it a try after...
Huh?
Sorry about that. Paimon was...
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon...
Is that so? If we're all finished eating, then...
Yeah. Hey, Navia! What did...
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal.
Let's get rid...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine... in any case,
See ya! any people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Ugh.
Vache?
Hey, what? Huh? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. My memories feel like they have... How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land? Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I also... No matter where I went, but now... No! Our reunion... The thought of me gives... If you meet Vache, tell him perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the... If only I could have comforted him. Told him that I... Is that what you call it? It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy. With only an... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time. I think I hear your companion. It's time. Farewell then.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Clorand? Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand.
I
believe that following someone without their...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety.
Do not!
Sorry, Demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your...
Sorry,
Whatever. What else do you know?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind... Your performance tonight will almost...
I'm sure they've... And what about these Gardamex? I thought...
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy part...
What? Your point being that they're out of...
Yes.
I will continue investigating, no matter...
I do not think...
Right. I suppose that's the best news...
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was...
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were dead. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and not even... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too!
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. As such, we're still partnered.
It will take 50 years for me to match
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula.
All right, you two.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You should...
Well, to be honest, you're the...
Huh? Real?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake. After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases that the Fanta tasted kind of salty. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So
So the Fanta had been spiked with...
yes. So if you have...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards.
Huh? Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger.
But why would they go after us too?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were... Speaking of which, did anything...
Well, it can't be coincidence that the Traveler fainted just now. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real fake. Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone said...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing.
New intel?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been... Yes, thank you. Oh, you mean...
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really... And besides, we're in this now whether we like...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased.
You talk too much. Well, we also have some plans to go over.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Thank you for complete... Ad Astra...
Neutralize! Here goes!
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Let's ride! Faster! This is
Your accommodations have been arranged.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical
Seems like it's tough times for everyone.
To be honest, our financial
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to
No. I'll explain it myself. My father's name is Callus. Yes, 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose...
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a... At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was... But strangely, he not only... That even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender. 3... How could he protect his honor if he's dead? The closest piece of info I have is that my father...
So that's what...
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in. But, however, I believe I must know what really happened. Was my father If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact, and now, here I am
Demoiselle, please.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our...
Wait! If Callus was such a good man...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also...
What? How could... never mind.
There is one other...
Oh! Her? Well, then... Isn't that as good as saying that... Yeah... That's not the sort of...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the... She knew Master Callus beforehand, and there was only...
It's not that I don't...
Don't worry, Navi.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested... Yes, that is our...
Oh, Papa. All right. Anyway, that's the information I... thanks.
Yeah!
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Paimon slept so well. Huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have...
Paimon gets the feeling that you're... But never mind that.
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
Wait!
How?
Guess...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been... I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to...
Does that mean we're...
No. There is one... And that is the archives kept by... If the Oceanid you met is...
So Nervalette maintains an art... In that case, let's go talk to...
No, it... The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. Huh.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't...
See?
Yep, yep. If you're here just to crack jokes...
No. What I meant to say is...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read it.
We're here today to report an... Of course. Don't worry.
All right then, I'll let you through. The chief...
Thank...
Please come in.
sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalette.
It's all right. Please.
We're looking for a man called Vacher.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait.
Who knew that Nervalette would be so easy to touch?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved. There are no records of him either in the...
Traveler? What if it...
Is that so? All right.
Miss Navia, I can understand how your father, Callus...
And what are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in... It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with it. In your eyes, the value of a... If you truly regret my father's... Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry.
You and my father are truly alike. It's not so much that you can't feel, but oh well. In any case, everyone already knows. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Slavia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into...
Now that I think of it...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered in the... That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that. But didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been... Yeah! And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your...
I really think I found a true... All right.
Yeah! We're gonna...
Do you want to go with me now? Great.
Carving waves! Whoa! What a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, my father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps a gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said... Paimon was confused why it grew... But now that Paimon has seen this ship...
Well, pues...
Faster! Let's ride! Need a surfboard? Carving waves!
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, Demo. You said before that you still had some
About that. It's because... You still remember, right, Melus?
Yes, the case was quite similar.
Could you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance, it was...
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also...
Yes, he did. Considering what we know, if you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer... And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of... As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to...
Boss's uncompromising attitude. Not only that, Boss became determined to...
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed that night. My father hosted a banquet at his... But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Huh?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, looking back on it though, I now believe the most important...
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection.
But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person... You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for it. I think this On that note, however, even though our opponent is insidious, even though Spina di Rosula has lost most of its... There is no need to follow your father's path.
If that's indeed what he wished for, Was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still... Did he think I'd just accept? I've never accepted that. I want to find out...
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears...
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even... But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you,
What?
Boss also didn't... And the serial disappearances... 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing... Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his... But as long as you remain safe, he would... If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately
Right. So nobody would be able to get up.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for...
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfit...
So he chose to...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that... I'm sure he...
That... No. He might have... Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I... Yeah. I suppose that's true. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Huh. Malus, what was the key?
It's the location where... When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to... The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed.
Then, in that case...
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea...
Huh. But things are different.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought...
I am the butler, after all. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be... When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used... If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. After several rounds of testing and the first is Florent.
Huh?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? Thanks to his position, there's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. A boss helped it to grow to its current... In the beginning, there were only...
So, they're like...
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with... It's a bit different.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information, but although the guards mostly leave us to our own device, since Thierry is always in the know about our current...
I see. To think that the enemy we've...
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, proving bosses... After that, if it might help, you could also...
Aw, thank you so much!
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work...
It is settled, then.
Thank you for arranging it.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her...
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this...
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can...
You don't understand.
I didn't know how to face you. I know only the...
I'm sorry. On the matter regarding my husband,
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me he had many regrets. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he tried to be as careful as he could.
They found out.
Papa didn't say that exactly.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I don't know that for sure. But you... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had... Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband.
But Mama, what Papa always want...
Well, things aren't always as they...
Yeah.
Then you should hold on to that. Regardless of whether he left you a Paris...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really...
You really... That's... the...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into...
Yeah, I've heard.
It also reminded me. After my partner here put the dots together for me, can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. After that, my first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life... But when I got there, it was already too late.
So you also remember...
Indeed. The guards said that the first shot didn't hit anyone. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left... But according to the guards, that doesn't... About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a...
At least from our perspective, my father... The gun he was holding probably belonged...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're... But hold on. If he didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, did he lose all faith in the courts?
About that, Malus told me a thing or... I'll tell you everything.
I understand. And if I may just say one more thing. Many people have laughed at me for still but it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to run, no matter what others might say.
Don't worry. You and all our other
Intel is just like teachers. You gotta guess a lot before you can...
Hey, Thierry!
Oh, now.
Oh, so...
Oh, okay. Hey.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that?
I mean, Callis did a fantastic job running. It would be next to impossible for me to Anyway.
Yes. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that
I get it. You think there might be... If you want to go through the original file...
That'd be much appreciated.
Of course. Why do you ask? We definitely...
Well, you see, just recently. So, if you, hypothetically...
Then if I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might. So I can promise you, they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the city for a little.
Carving waves! Off we go! Let's ride!
Need a surfboard?
Carving waves!
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say no.
Sure. I will.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young.
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about...
Yes,
Oh, you...
that's right. I went there with Navia to see... I also witnessed your marvel... To beat the Hydro Archon at...
Oh, Paimon doesn't...
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed...
Yes, I was reminded of your father's...
Exactly.
Oh, and...
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attack. If not for the vigilance of my partner...
Oh, you're giving it...
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus... But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will... If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. Do you have any new thoughts on my...
About that. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things... Then I heard the sound of a...
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself.
Sounds good. Just all my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend...
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If it's... Anyway, even...
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of...
According to Jacques' family members, he already told... If I had to guess, he probably
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order. Makes sense. Besides Jacques, the attack from... It's obvious that our enemy has...
Do you think he knew?
Given everything that's happened since... But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Thierry, you say? But I didn't feel like he was lying.
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find.
Florent? But Spina di Rosula's...
So you're saying he's...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he... Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the Confrérie, It's still really hard for me. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of... Who could it be? You know, if you think everything...
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning in...
Malus has always been very reliable. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. We need far more solid proof.
Navia, here you are. Oh,
Huh? Aren't you...
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after...
Wasn't that place built specifically for...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called...
What? Is that...
Yeah, we know...
Well, he's been accused of...
Wait, how?
That's what I thought was strange about. If the charge against him stands...
Right. Because they'll...
Yeah.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, you're right. This is our best opportunity. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver.
We heard that you'll be leaving. It's our hope that...
Thank you.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the... Yep, Navia's
It would appear that I must... Do you accept the charge?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's However, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of the... When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Arc? Then why don't you duel me too?
Alas, it would appear that communication with the In that case, let me explain...
That case had nothing to do with him. Huh? What's going...
Why
I told you it couldn't be...
Miss Navia, this is the second, but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol.
Oh, please. Did you We can put the discussion aside for now, and if my charge is proved...
Oh, a young lady has charged... So, Your Honor, is there nothing else...
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person is... The head of Confrérie of Cabaret. Huh?
What con?
I've heard of them, but...
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be members of the guards. Please Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies, sir. I think an attorney won't be necessary.
Very well. In that case...
I would like to take everyone back to 3, only through elucidating what really happened in that case.
Navia, come on. Why would... If that's enough to make me a
I think there's no point in getting into the specific...
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the court. When the guests arrived at the scene, the guards' investigation did not recover any other firearm. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to Callis was defeated by Champion. These are the known facts about...
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still... in truth, the third person shot. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit... Something's not right. This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards, but now, since... The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callis. However, in the end, he unfortunately for Jacques. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to...
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something is
What a great theory. It also explains...
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just...
Then, may I ask some questions? 1.
I'm afraid not. Boo! I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a... we should be able to... Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing...
That makes sense to me. Monsieur...
Why do I...
Maybe she's scared of...
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after...
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. Then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had
I've thought about this too. And the answer, the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea, is my father could have exposed it for all to see. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already... What was certain, however, was that...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next...
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence? But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our... I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge,
So, You mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any...
Of course. All you need. I don't need your apology. But since he entrusted his will to...
so...
Yeah, as a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if they're I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never...
Since that's your testimony, I have no more...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have...
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are... In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill and, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of him. The culprit could only time their actions so precise... Coincidentally,
So that's why you suspected me. I'm used to it, though. You've always been in a...
No need to appeal to pain.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just... On top of that, does a person have to be physically present? I know that even with that, alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of... Do you know what the biggest...
I suppose you're gonna...
It's timing. I'm a businessman by trade. In addition, But...
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like? You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or could those records and testimonies do something to appease the...
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate...
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting, but aren't you going against all of... He wished for you to become, once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that the people whose families were destroyed, many people's images are flashing before my... And whose image is it a man named...
Huh.
Oh, so...
I've merely surprised...
I was waiting... Off we go. Faster. Woohoo! Buckle up. Ha! Chip. Carving waves.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! This is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Need us carving waves!
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Off we go!
Let her rip!
Neutralize!
Faster! Surf's up! Catching at the wave! Woo! Oh, chill out! Let's ride!
Reconstitute!
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but... Huh? You mean the girls from... And then they were turned... And all the boxes of things. They snake... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here. And it's full of water. That means this is where they make all this... If you dilute it, Paimon will take notes. written here? Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still... The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he can act whenever he wants to make our lives I concur. Let's send... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain... Mixing in prop... Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep! What's this over here? Looks like some experiment number 6. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible and you read the rest? Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that... Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these... So that's it? No, that's not it either! If that's the... In any case... We've looked at almost everything... Yeah! We haven't found anything that... No wonder even Neuvillette... That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. You take that side and... Nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vacher's love? Then... Aw... It's just a normal diet. So many! Oh, the final name... Marcel. Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is...
Huh?
We've investigated your after your lover, Veneer, was dissolved. You kept him. You even created Marcel as.
So that's it. And with that,
this information regarding your past, well, Marcel, you fixated your gaze on the lover that passed, so you never know.
You also never understood.
Or our determination to...
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would.
Do you think... Pay attention to you? What for? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those they said there's no way a human being can turn... Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera. Veneer is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she... But I'm not from this blasted place.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Do you all see? I did all of that. I spent my entire...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental...
Don't touch me! Veneer, please, Veneer.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear.
Fine by me.
Traveler, please submit all the... The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Veneer. During an underwater expedition, Veneer accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Veneer back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves! Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped.
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of—
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge of—
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary?
Please respect the laws.
All right, but this sure is a lot of
Through evidence presented in the public, the guilty party has been identified. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final— According to the judgment, guilty.
What?
Hey! What's with this verdict?
Huh? This has never happened before.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's—
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse— Guards, please.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld. Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
I don't know what happened.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not?
My dearest citizens, don't tell me. You thought even—
But the way she looked just now—
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. And, of course, if you thought Child had nothing to do with this, everything he's done, not all shall be revealed. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things—
So she chose to make her escape after all.
So you're saying we should—
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, however, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity, just as I promised.
All right. Even though, after all, he's— Carving wings!
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you—
Stop resisting arrest! No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you... I erased all records.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? The Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance.
What? Give an inch.
This request.
Of course! Wait.
Humans. Very well.
Your Honor,
I will go with him.
Thank you. Thank you! Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah.
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it.
Vignier, it's me!
Vache?
I'm here!
Hey, wait!
Vignier, is that you?
Vache? You...
It's been more all this time. I must be dreaming. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could...
But Vache... If not for you, I would... If not for you, I would have continued... If not for you, I would at least... It's all because of yourself.
You... Wait, you are...
You're right. I am... Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial... I'm Cressy, the only one...
Why?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get for your selfishness. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things? You are a liar. The only thing you are from the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's.
No!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me. But on top of that, she said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy.
Vache.
Vache?
Vache.
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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time.
Huh. Well met, partner.
Even this weather can't put it.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navi!
Oh. It's just everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first... This time, though, everyone in Poisson...
So his name's definitely...
It's been the
That blat... Oh, by the way, well, maybe it'd be more...
Huh? So you know...
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of... I believe the story was called... To be fair, though, It was a really flattering feat. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the...
Now that's a...
Oh, and in other...
Oh, are you...
While you were investigating Vash, it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide.
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, now that the... Oh, actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave. And on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too.
Sure thing.
And in that case, everyone...
Yeah, you're right. This is where my father's...
Huh? Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies.
Don't say...
Sorry about...
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown.
In that case...
You really could use... In any case.
There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there... Oh, rather than that, which is also why I didn't stop you, I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. But Mr. Callis proved, if not for... Mr. Callis made the choice he did for his... And in the end, from a certain a justice that's... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. This regret has filled me. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for...
So, you're actually one of...
Sorry about that.
Didn't I...
So Navia... Let's not disturb them. Paimon's never paid respects at some... Huh? Oh no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing.
Need a surfboard?
Oh, it's you two.
We ran into
I see. Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be...
So...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Nervalette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? My apologies. However, for many years, I have been quite aware that the Oracle, as a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the... Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnity, which is all to say I have been...
So when Linny told us...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could... In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a... Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to... While we do intend to get to the bottom of... If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is...
Is there anything else? Your sibling. Another blonde-haired traveler. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear... Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but does that appropriately summarize?
That's right! It was...
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have... Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words,
A prophecy? Of the four...
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels, and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more... Speaking of the prophecy... Farina has also always taken it quite... If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum.
But with Farina being the...
Is there anything else you... Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is me.
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.